Hey, what's up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Tuesday. All right, we've got a bunch to hop into tonight. Some Ripple news and so on and so on. So if you see any scam ads on this video, please do not participate in those. I wanted to try to make a little bit of a quicker video tonight. Bank of Singapore, first and foremost, I saw today, says cryptocurrency could replace gold as a store of value. Bank of Singapore, a private banking arm of OCBC Bank, has said cryptocurrencies have the potential to partially replace gold as a store of value, and this is directly on Nasdaq.com. Before that can happen, though, cryptocurrencies must overcome hurdles including high volatility, regulatory acceptance, and reputational risks, according to a research note from the bank reported by the National News on Sunday. Now, to touch base on that real quick, there will certainly always be volatility in cryptocurrencies. But if you've been around this space long enough, you realize that the volatility as far as some of these blue chip, higher cap cryptocurrencies is less and less and less over time, because inherently what happens is, imagine you're basically, and I'm not saying digital assets and cryptos are stocks, but imagine buying a stock, a penny stock, a brand new penny stock or whatever. It's obviously going to be extremely volatile. Same thing with cryptocurrencies. Now, a lot of these are decentralized assets, but similar to with Bitcoin in its first bull market, 1,000x going up. That's not in percentages, that's in a multiplier. And then over time, we see that Bitcoin obviously doesn't go up 1,000x. The previous all-time high for Bitcoin was a little bit less than $20,000. We will see what happens this year, but I would expect it to be maybe around $100,000, something like that, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, somewhere around there. But over time, when you have these more and more investors and more liquidity in this space, volatility goes down. Regulatory acceptance is obviously a concern, but that will be coming as well. It is only a matter of time. Now, they go on to say, first, investors need trustworthy institutions to be able to hold digital currency securely. We saw the OCC putting out that federal banks can custody cryptocurrency. OCC is the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. We have seen multiple institutional grade custody solutions that have just rolled out or started rolling out over the past couple of years here. So this is very straightforward, and replacing gold as a store of value, in my opinion, you're always going to have something like physical gold. You're always going to have something like physical silver. I'm not talking about investing in gold or silver and not holding it physically, because if I were to invest in something like gold or silver, I would certainly want to hold the physical asset. What I am saying, though, is that gold inherently is not extremely liquid. Liquid meaning I can't just, if I have 30 pounds of gold, I'm not going to be able to just immediately go to the grocery store and be like, well, hey, I can't pay for my groceries with fiat, but I've got 30 pounds of gold. Can't you just accept that? No. What happens with digital assets is you've got this digital, this digital asset that is final in every representation of its nature, mathematically proven out, that is going to be highly liquid. It is going to have regulation that enables you to essentially swap out between a digital asset and something like bread or milk if you need to, almost instantaneously. This is where this all goes, ladies and gentlemen. There are negatives that go along with the positives, but this is certainly where this goes. Moving forward, we've got Stellar Development Foundation invest $5 million into Wire. I saw this today. Integration will enable Wire's world-class payment APIs to support financial applications to the Stellar ecosystem. If you're not aware, XLM is the Stellar digital currency. This is the Stellar Development Foundation, however, though, and they announced this investment. Now, this investment will introduce a wide variety of payment APIs to fintech applications on the Stellar network, integrating with existing anchors and enabling Stellar USDC, which is essentially this US dollar stablecoin, on-off ramps and existing fiat. Fiat is just dollar-based currency. It's another word for that. And existing fiat pairs, USD, GPB, or GBP, CAD, Australia, and the Euro. Now, if you move down a little bit further here, it does talk about them directly integrating into this ecosystem, and what you aren't aware of maybe is that one of the most immediate ways Wire will support this ecosystem is through the USDC, one of the world's leading digital dollar stablecoins, slated to go live on the Stellar network in Q1. Q1 is fast approaching its end, ladies and gentlemen, and I've heard rumors that this may be at the very, very beginning of February. So we'll see what happens. Gigantic news for Stellar, obviously. Saw this today. The Central Bank of Bahrain is coming with the licensing of the Sharia-compliant cryptocurrency exchange CoinMana. And Central Bank of Bahrain. We know that Ripple has ties with the UAE. This is CoinMana, though, and this is the initial digital assets that they are going to be supporting from an institutional standpoint here. And this is license category 2, paving the way for beginning operations within the company. They are going to be supporting Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, which is obviously XRP, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Moving forward, India exploring state digital rupee to start trialing blockchain voting. So we all know that India had very much so held its reservations as far as from the digital asset standpoint, but maybe that was just rhetoric that they were presenting to its citizens, et cetera, et cetera. This is yesterday. The Reserve Bank of India published a booklet about its payment system's progress in the last 10 years. The document confirms that it is exploring a central bank digital currency. Wow. Super surprising, right? We never saw this coming. Now, you can go onto the actual website. The link from Ledger Insights leads you onto this. I'm not going to download this right now, but it's essentially books. It's a booklet on payment systems from the beginning of 2010 to the end of 2020, I guess, was when this was developed. And I'm sure that they certainly mentioned a central bank digital currency and the development of that in there as well. Not very surprising. We all know that every single central bank in the entire world is going to be doing the same thing on a national level, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, I saw this today as well. Regardless of what your stance is on politics, it does not matter to me. I do know that fiat and the US dollar is losing valuation every second that I'm speaking right now. House Democrats introduced legislation to raise the federal minimum wage for $7.25 to $15 by 2025. My only take on that is by 2025, what is $15 going to be equivalent to in today's standards, okay? Because it really means nothing. Even if you believe in reducing or, increasing the minimum wage, I can't imagine that $15 an hour is going to completely solve problems if you believe things from that stance. It is what it is. I just think that the debasing of dollar valuation, et cetera, is moving towards an unsubstantial rate. And I have no idea what $15 is going to actually be worth in 2025. And I think that regardless of what stance you take from a political standpoint, you would probably agree with that. We all know that the dollar, the US dollar, most fiat that isn't attached to something that actually has value is pretty much worthless, especially whenever you just print it nonstop, bar none. So I saw this today as well. Lulu Exchange UAE. We just talked about Ripple being tied in with the UAE very much so. And I saw this. This is from Arturo. He actually was the old XRP center if you've been around a little bit longer. Am I the only one who finds it a bit odd that after a long period of deafening silence, Ripple just started making partnerships? For example, RippleNet integrations public again. I mean, this announcement comes at a moment in which overall XRP market's sentiment is not very bullish. And we've got Lulu Exchange here. We did see that the Ripple 2020 year in review came out. I posted about that yesterday. We are proud to announce our partnership with Ripple and Federal Bank to enhance real-time payments from UAE to India that are faster and more affordable than ever before. Step into any of our 76 branches in the UAE or call this phone number to know more. Lulu Exchange is not a small potatoes exchange as far as money exchange and money transfer companies are concerned in the UAE, aka, right there in Dubai. Now, if you go and look at their Facebook, they've got 143,681 likes. So obviously a little bit of a larger organization, 1,588 people talking about Lulu Exchange. But what's interesting to me is if you go onto MoneyGram, this is an SEC document that came out. This does talk about XRP in here as well. And hold on, let me see if I could do a control F there. Yeah, there we go. 2020, we will continue. This is from MoneyGram to enhance our global walk-in business across several key regions. In the first months of 2020, we have signed a partnership with Ebix to become the company's exclusive walk-in provider in India. This partnership will provide the company with significantly increased reach in the rural areas of India, the world's largest receive market. Additionally, we have signed a strategic partnership with Lulu Money to extend the company's network in the Asia Pacific region and Oman. Now, I'm not going to directly state here that they're going to be utilizing XRP, but obviously MoneyGram is ODL enabled. And we can see here that this same document talks directly about XRP. Last but not least, Ergo, and IOHK announced that AgeUSD, the first stablecoin, will come. This is the first stablecoin that will be coming to Cardano. Ergo Foundation, Ergo, and IOHK have announced that AgeUSD, a stablecoin proposed on the Ergo blockchain, according to Roman Pellerin, the CTO, will also be available on Cardano once its smart contract functionality is unlocked. So we will be paying attention to this as well. I have actually seen quite a bit about Cardano recently, tying them into DeFi, which there's another platform out there that's called Bondly, that's Bondly. We'll see where this goes. Bondly actually migrated from Polkadot to Cardano, I believe. Anyways, that was, I did that all in one breath, by the way. So, regardless of what you guys think from a political standpoint, I don't understand, and maybe you can explain down in the comments how raising the minimum wage by 2025, when the valuation of the dollar is going down and down every single second that I'm still speaking. Please explain it to me if you can. Regardless, we see more integration. We see Stellar with the USDC initiative. I believe that also that the USDC initiative ties very much so into the digital dollar project, and we will go from there. We all know what digital assets mean from not even from a store of value standpoint, because we know that's the rhetoric right now. Volatility is not going to be an issue when this gets up to be like a $10 trillion asset class, and you better believe that it's coming. It's coming sooner rather than later as well. Regulatory clarity will come. We will see blockchain consume, we will see digital assets, better said, consume many of these legacy assets. And if they won't consume them, they will certainly integrate and interoperate with them. So we are still here very early. And I believe that this is pretty much the golden era of hopefully we can find some things before this really takes off. We're not even in a utility bull run yet. What do you think happens when we go into a utility bull run? You think that market cap of digital assets is going to be $1 trillion? No, it's going to be closer to 5, 10, 15, whatever it may be. Not speculative. Again, don't invest more than you're willing to afford to lose completely. Not financial advice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Later.